question was, I know the +1 that just got announced by Google. How do you think that's going to change search? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. All right. Let's start by answering it in the spoken word, and then I'll do a +1 round. Give me some time to think. Okay, I got it. So here's the thing about +1. I talked about how social signals are so critical when we're searching, finding, looking for things to buy, looking for recommendations. And Google, for all of its efforts, whether it be when it first bought Orkut, which is the social network that's big in Brazil and India, all the way through to things that failed like Buzz, what Google misses in its the Google algorithm was built on links, right? And it was we're linking to as a signal of authority to say, hey, this web page is interesting. Now that we move into this this new age of social media where you don't have to be a webmaster to give off a signal that something's interesting. You just press the like button. And at the end of the day, as a searcher, as a consumer, I'm much more interested in things that my friends like than things that random webmasters like. And Google, without having these social signals because they don't have a rich social graph like a Facebook does, is trying to find ways to start to figure out what people are interested in beyond what webmasters are interested in. So +1 is a way for them to start to get some of those signals. The challenge for them is who's going to take the time to +1 something? What's the value to me as a searcher to +1 it? Is it to tell you, Google, something that's interesting? Maybe I'll +1 it to tell my friends that I like this page, but that seems a bit of a stretch. So I talked about how Bing is in some ways leapfrogging Google in this respect through its integration with Facebook and making it just a more, you do what you're already doing on Facebook every day, and Bing will be able to show different results based on that. So it's still a little early with +1 and really Google's social efforts in general. When Eric Schmidt stepped down and Paige stepped up, Bryn moved into this new role of focused on products, and his main priority, at least as he shared in the quarterly meeting, was social. So it's still very early, and we'll have to see. I don't think +1 is Google's social strategy. It's just one attempt for them to start to understand what real people like rather than what webmasters like. And now for the wrap. Yo, don't count them out. Google's not done. You know, they just introduced the +1. It's a button that sits on the web page, and you know they do it because they know they're about to be enraged by what Facebook's doing. They're beating them at their own game, and that's fluid. You know, it's not all the same, but search and social are not the same game. They are just a little bit lame like my rap, and that's why I gotta sit down and take a slap. Why, just give me a little clap. 1 time, 2 times, come on, clap it. I need a little more. If you like Google, throw your hands up. If you like Facebook, then I'll just raise your cup because y'all are still drinking out from last night, and that's all right. Next question.
Here we go, next question. I've got a question.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, I'm a big resource description and access guy, and as you look at the challenges with Meta and the Open Graph protocol that Facebook has implemented, do advertisers now need to kind of step up their search and social game? I mean, do you have to have advertisers understanding how to work with metadata?
The answer is yes, except metadata is becoming less and less important. Metadata is still critically important as a signal for Google, and as long as Google is still the lion's share of search and ad revenue and a way to connect with consumers, then metadata is important. Ultimately, metadata is just another signal. It's something, rather than Google or another algorithm having to try to figure out what your website's all about, what products you have, you can put the metadata on there to basically tell them, hey, this is a page about red high heels, and this is what they cost, and this is how they are available. Now, as more and more of the shift starts to happen to actual real people signals, rather than what a brand or a marketer just puts in the code behind their site, it becomes less and less important to make sure that you're putting all your energy into coding your website. It's still important, you still have to do it. Google's going to be around for a long time indexing the web that way, but a strategy that you need to have today is how to get the signals from people, because that's what Bing is starting to take more into account for their algorithm, and certainly as more people stay within the Facebook wall and search within Facebook, that's what they're going to be looking for.
So who's managing communities out there? talking to folks online, commenting, posting content. So recommendations for our kind of social leaders, if you will, in terms of helping them translate the search data into meaningful conversation content that they can publish inside of a community platform.
We'll wrap this one.
Okay, bring it on, brother.
All right. Throw your hands up if you're feeling me, because we're about to talk about community. And I've got one thing to say on the matter, that you know this is not a leather platter, it's actually pleather with a P. And that's one thing that you gotta remember for you and me. When you're in social, you just can't fake it. If you really want to make it, you gotta sometimes expose yourself naked and stay into the raw. You can't be clean if you know what I mean. Because the thing about Google and search in general is it's all about keywords, and that's like a medical device that's going to keep you alive. It's that one thing that'll make you thrive. But in social, it's about interest, it's about likes, and it's about interest. That's digital interest. I just coined a new buzzword, interest. Digital interest. That's what Facebook's all about.
Wow.
So, in case you didn't catch it,
You heard it here first.
if search is keywords, social is interest, and it's intent versus expressed interest. And so there is a dynamic there that you gotta keep in mind. Right? That's what I said in that rap, right? Y'all got that? Cool.
Questions, questions.